9-point harness. Grandpa, get your ID! Shortly, because, ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime!
You're listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast.
Yes, this is the Dirt Racing Podcast. Hello and welcome to another edition. Week 4 of the tracks we covered saw mixed bags. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday got in, while Saturday was a total washout. Let's start with the results from last Wednesday from the Southern Iowa Speedway in their 5 racing classes. In the sprint cars, non-winged, of course, there was only 5. Picking up the win was 12, Doug Sylvester. Second, the 25 of Kelly Graham. Third, 7X Lance Silvers. Fourth, the 93X AJ Johnson. And fifth, the 71 of Robert Bell. In the sport mods, your winner was McGuire DeYoung in the 30M. Second was Blaine Webster in the 7th. Third was Logan Herbie Anderson in 53. Fourth, Casey Lancaster in the 27L. Fifth was Tyler Heckert in 42. Sixth, the 8T of Tony Johnson. Tim Fredericks in the 02 was 7th. Scott Brow in the 26th was 8th. 9th, the 14A of Brandon Allison. 10th was the 50K of Kyle Harwood. 11th was Brian Vanderwall. And 12th, the 5 of Matt Beal. In the hobby stocks, picking up the win for the second week in a row was the 1R Rick Van Dusseldorp. Second was Dustin Griffiths in the 10G. Third was Aaron Martin in 73. Fourth, the 75X or 55X Rick Goldsberry. Fifth was the T4 Tyler Graves. Jamie Kent 24K was 6th. 7th was Travis Manell in the 3X. Jared Miller in 17M was 8th. And 9th, Keaton Gordon in the 77. In the stock cars, picking up the win was Derek Agee, winning the second week in a row. Second was another second for Dustin Griffiths in the 10G. Third, the racing superintendent Nathan Wood in the 52. Fourth was Donnie Pearson in the 19. Fifth, the 90 or 85, Jason McDaniel. Sixth, the 980 or 99B of Kyle Boyd. Clinton Golf in the 96 was 7th. Jason Hall was 8th in the 95J. Howard Gordon Jr. in the 409 was 9th. And Trenton Witt in 33 was 10th. In the Sport Compact Division, your winner was Jaden DeLonge in the 3. Clayton Webster in the 15 came home second. Louis Winkleman in 62 was third. Fourth, 7-minders in 00. Fifth was Nathan Moody in 41. Sixth, Kyle Redham in the 19A or 18A. Bob Hayes in 0 was 7th. Brandon Pickney in 7 was 8. Eric Bennett 37B was 9th. 10th to Billy Kane in the 52. Jeffrey DeLonge in the 32D was 11th. Tyler Herring was 12th in the 5. And Dalton Sowers in 52D was 13th. Those are the results from the Southern Iowa Speedway for last Wednesday night.
Hi, I'm Lacey from the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Want to learn how to help us out? Well, you can go to winaz51corvette.com and make a donation of $25 or more, and you can help us out. And you could have a chance to win a 2021 Z51 Corvette. And that's not just any Corvette. It is an Elkhart Lake Blue Metallic. It's a beautiful, beautiful car, brand new, and it could be yours just by making a $25 donation or more. Again, that website is winaz51corvette.com. The drawing is August 14th, Saturday night of the Knoxville Nationals. And you could be getting a call from one of us here at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum telling you just won a brand new Z51 Metallic Lake Blue Corvette. That address again is winaz51corvette.com.
Last Thursday night was a windy evening for the 4th annual Darrell DeFrance Memorial Race at the high banks of the Marshalltown Speedway. Picking up the wind in the Mod Lights was the one junior of Justin Kinderknack. Second was Josh May in 99. Third, Corey Saunders in the 47X. Fourth was Ed Greggs in the 471. Fifth, Mike Kennedy in 95. Sixth, Joe Gluck in the 3Gs. Seventh, Randy Bryant in 64. Eighth, the 48G of Austin Gregg. Blake Brown in the 21X came home ninth. Brian Ziem in the 46Z was 10th. Nathan Wolf in the 3 was 12th. Or 11th, excuse me. 12th was Douglas Byers, the 4B. 13th, Rodney Brown in 33B. Tyler Furnell in 34 was 14th. 15th, Justin Rafferty in 75. James Beebe in the 03 was 16th. 17th, Mike Egan in the 5. And the Z50 was 18th with Joel Huggins. In the IMCA stock cars, this driver's been hotter than hot. Picking up another win was Caden Reynolds in car 1. Second with Derek Knudsen in 12K. Third, Kyle Perezak in this 17K. Luke Schluter in 35 had an interesting race. One time had to go to the back and came all the way back up to 4th. Jeremiah Andrews in the 37G was 5th. 6th, Matt Wall in the 20W. William Klosterman in the 11K was 7th. Scott Ellis, the 40SE, was 8th. 9th, Ben Newhouse in the 17X. 10th was Dustin Foulin in the 51X. 11th, Kevin LeBeau in 43. Jake Nelson was 12th in the 29. Dan Brady in car 15D was 13th. 14th, Andy Peck in the 17. Dalton Cody in the 56J was 15th. Sullivan Bennett in the 11B was in 16th. 17th was Chad Rigsby in the 53, and disqualified and credited with 18th, Braden Richards in the 11R. In the Sport Mods feature event, Braden Carter, the 01, picked up the win. Second was Jonathan Logan, the 99 junior, or the 69 junior, excuse me. Third was the 19J, Janae Gustin. Fourth, Dylan Van Wyk in the 17. Fifth, Isaac Malaco in the 11. Sixth was Tony Olson in the T23. Austin Schrage was 7th in the 14X. The K3 of Kyle Olson was 8th. Brian Schrage in the 14 was 9th. Cam Reimers in 21 was 10th. Thomas Engelberger in 98 was in 11th. 12th, Travis Peterson in the 25. Nick Ryman in 28 was in 13th. 14th was Ryan King in the 57R. Joe Lucci in 33J was in 15th. 16th, Kalen Lopez in the 16. Thomas Schultz in the junior in the 4 was 17th. 18th, Jeremiah Taylor in the 193. 19th, McGuire DeYoung in the 30M. Kenny Wyman Jr. was 20th in the 8W. 21st was Austin Kaplan in the 551. 98S, Dennis Stewart was 22nd. 23rd was Bill Hildreth in the 98X. And Bo Jenkins was 24th in the 15. In the stock cars, this giant, the older Murdy won. This time, picking up the win, the 99D. Damon Murdy's second was Jeff Mueller in car 81. Chance Hollins in the 6 was third. Steve Meyer was fourth in 94. Dalton Murray 99X was in fifth. 6 Jay Smith in the 19J. Jeffrey Wallum in the 7 in the 3W. Scott Rice, the 4, was 8th. Kyle Everts in the 2K was 9th. Todd Reisler was 10th in the 24R. Leah Roden in the 14C was 11th. The 2 of David Archer was 12th. Tyler Pickett in the 5A was 13th. 14th, Austin Kaplan in the 1C. 15th, the 95J of Jason Hall. 16th, Kinsey Ritter in the 121. Mark Heilebaugh in the 64J was 17th. 18th, Russell Dammy Jr. in the 4 Junior. 19th, Jamie Ritter in the 5 Junior. William Russell was 20th in the 42R. 21st and the 16th was Jeff Byers Jr. 22nd was Andrew Berg in the 78B. The 7SR of Sean Ritter was 23rd. 24th, Kylie Rollins in the 37. We'll do the modifieds. Next, picking up the win was Caden Carter in the 10C. Second, Joel Rust in 26J. Third was the 4TW of Tim Ward. Fourth, Dylan Thornton in the 38T. Fifth was Richie Guston in the 19G. Brandon Schmidt was 6th in the 20. Gat Latram was 7th in the 5G. 8th, Ethan Barkema in the 111. 9th was the 77, Jeff Ike. 10th was Drew Jensen in the 127. 11th, Jake McBurney in the 82 was 11th. 12th, Ron Lorenzen in the 10K. 13th was Zach Rollins in the 2Z. 14th, Jared Van Diest in the 80J. 15th was Thor Anderson in the 41. 16th was Jacob Murray in the 48J. 17th, Jesse Belize in 81. And 18th was the 19 Jimmy Guston. Then we got to the added portion of the card. 44 laps for IMCA late models. Picking up the win was Justin Kai in the 15K. Second, Joe Zisek in the Z50. Third was Todd Cooney. Fourth, Greg Kelsey in 73. Fifth was Matt Ryan in the 07. Sixth, Sam Johnson in the 8R. It was Jeff Ike in 7th in the 77. 8th was Logan Duffy in 14. Gary Webb, the W56, was 9th. 10th, Daryl DeFrance in car number 99D. Darren Ackerman in 53 was 11th. 12th, Bobby Hanson in 9. Ryan Griffiths was 13th in the 15X. Sean Cooney was 14th in the 301. 15th was Clarice Glover in the 32. 16th, Jill George in the 22. 16th was Brian Moreland in the 16. 18th, Jenna Johnson in 7. 19th, the 66 of Todd Johnson. 20th was the 40 of Joel Callahan. 21st, Dalton Simonson in the 60. Ben Seaman in the 60S was 22nd. 23rd, Preston Stoker in 26. Those are the results from Marshalltown. On Friday night, the CJ Speedway was in action. We will start with the hobby stock feature. Picking up the win was the 09 of Daniel Walters. Second was the 3 of Jake Benishak. Third, the 1R of Rick Van Dusseldorp. Fourth, 23S Seth Dickey. Dan Kessler, 00, was in fifth. Jared Miller in 17M was in sixth. Seventh was Kurt Putman in 7. Cody Staley in 55 was 8th. Aaron Martin was 9th in 73. 43J John Irwin was 10th. Jesse Witzel in the 33W was 11th. Jaden Stevens 12th in the 67J. 13th Billy Stanford in 25. And Logan Jones was 14th in the 32J. Now to the modified class. Picking up the win was Kurt Kyle. Dakota Simmons in Kurt Kyle in 77. Dakota Simmons in 40 was second. Third, Jared Brown in 88. Fourth was Brian Bushlong in 85. Kyle Madden was fifth in the 32. Sixth, Dalton Simons in the 60. Seventh, Derek Stewart in 43. Brandon Banks was eighth. Eighth in the 22. Dan Brockert was ninth in the 30. Rod McDonald in the 49 was 10th, and Danny Brow in 20 was 11th. To the sport mods, picking up the win was car 53, Logan Herbie Anderson. Second, Colton Lizzie in 29. Third, Shane Paris in 17C. The 01 of Braden Carter was fourth. Tim Rock in the 7T. Sixth was Levi Lehman in the 17L. Troy Philpott was in the 11B, was 7th. Matthew Lundy in the 96 was in 8th. Tyler Heckert 9th in the 42. 10th. Todd Hansen in the 9 Triple X. James Rose in the 86R was in 11th. 12th, Andrew Swales in the 13S. Travis Thibodeau in 13 was 13th. Joel Payne in the 16 was 14th. 15th, Brandon Schulteis in 29B was 15th. 16th, Justin Schroeder in the 71J. The 15 of Michael Bear was in 17th. And 18th, Shane Wright in car 9. To the sport compacts, Billy Kane picked up the win in car 52. Second, Cody Staley in 55. Third, Jake Benishak in 3. 89, Christian Grady was 4th. 5th, 53 of Cody Van Duzen. 6th, Seth Miners in 00. 7th, Shane Barnes in the 26X. Brock Whitman in 68 was in 8th. 9th, Dylan Welch in 66. Tim Long was 10th in 86. The 69 JX of William Michael was in 11th. 12th, Bob Hayes. 13th, Brandon Pickney in 7. Kyle Randam in the 18A was 14th. 15th, Dylan Zuck in the 51T. 16th, Garrett Porter in the 746. Dakota Heath in 27H was in 17th. Ashley Ruman in the 4R, was 18th, 19th. Alex Hayes in the 23H. In the stock cars, it was Dalton Murray picking up the win in the 99X. Johnny Spa in 00 was in second. Third, David Brandy's in 71. Fourth, went to Dustin Griffiths in the 10G. Fifth, Tom Cannon in 32. Sixth was 79S Jason C. Rob Stats in the 08 was in seventh. Eighth, Matt Pickney in 27. Ninth, Adam Bell in 23B. Shane Richardson in the 257 was 10th. Todd Payne was 11th in 44. The 75 ounce or 75 ZO of Austin Kemper was in 12th. 13th, Kurt Kelsley in 21M. 14th, Stan O'Brien in 83. 15th, Kenny O'Donnell in 56. 16th was John Hempstead in 34. And Scott Jordan was 17th in the 99. Saturday night, both Burlington 34 Raceway and Knoxville Raceway both got rained out. Joining us on the show, Bob Baker from the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, to explain how you can help your favorite driver come to the Nationals.
Hi, Marshall. Thanks for having us on the show today. Our Priority Aviation $20,000 Knoxville National Sponsorship Program and contest is underway once again for any race car driver or team that would like to win some money to help them come to this year's Knoxville Nationals. What we're asking the teams and drivers to do is have their fans send in a donation or a membership to sprintcarstuff.com. At sprintcarstuff.com, our online store, they can join to be a member, and then on the final line of the membership, put down the name of the race team or the driver they would like to see compete in this year's Knoxville Nationals here at Knoxville Raceway, August 11th through the 14th. Last year, Donnie Kreitz was the winner of the $20,000 to come to race in Knoxville during the Nationals. This year, as an added bonus to the drivers and teams, the winning driver or team will receive $20,000 from Priority Aviation, and also the second place team with the second highest number of donations will receive $10,000, and the third largest team or driver in donations will receive $5,000. The end of the contest is set for July 31st, so you'll need to get your memberships and donations into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame before the end of July, so it will give the drivers and teams time to make plans to come to Knoxville for this year's Nationals. Once again, we'd like to thank Richard and Jennifer Marshall with Priority Aviation for making this contest possible for the second year, and we're really looking forward not only to the drivers who are able to come to Knoxville to race with us this year that possibly wouldn't have had the funding to, but we're also looking forward to helping the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum move forward with memberships and donations. If anybody is interested or has any questions, they could give us a phone call anytime at 641-842-6176 or go to sprintcarstuff.com, go to memberships, join the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum to be a member, and write down your favorite driver or team's name on the notes line at the bottom of the page so they will get proper credit for your donation. Once again, the contest ends on July 31st, so make sure your membership applications and donations reach us here at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum before the contest closes. And again, we'd like to thank everybody who helps us support the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum year-round here in Knoxville.
Thanks, Bob, for that information, as you can help get your favorite driver to the Knoxville Nationals. Looking at the weekend schedule for this week to up to next Wednesday. Tomorrow night, the Marshalltown Speedway will have mod lights, hobby stocks, sport mods, stock cars, modifieds, and sport compacts in action. Over at the CJ Speedway for tomorrow night, of course, there are 5 classes of action with hobby stocks, modifieds, sport mods, sport compacts, and stock cars. Over at the 34 Raceway on Saturday night will be Rough Trucking Night with the 305 sprint cars, sport mods, stock cars, sport compacts, dirt late models, and the mini haulers. Over at the Knoxville Raceway, several things happening on their schedule as it's Future Stars Night. The cars and the future cars and stars of the Knoxville Raceway, that they're the current stars over at English Creek, will have their cars on display before the races. Also, it's the first night of the Josh Higwood Kids Fan Club Night, as they'll have activities ahead of time. Also in action will be the 305, the Pro Sprint, 360 and 410s. Then we go to Wednesday night over at the Southern Iowa Speedway, Memorial Night, featuring the non-wing sprint cars, sport compacts, sport mods, stock cars, and hobby stocks. And also on Wednesday will be the Castrol Flow Night in America on Flow, featuring the Flow Racing Super Late models, IMCA sport mods, and stock cars. That's been your look ahead on the schedules. As, of course, we thank you for listening to this edition of the Dirt Racing Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast with Marshall Haynes. Follow us on Twitter at Dirt_Podcast or on Facebook at the Dirt Racing Podcast.